Hello and welcome in the second match of today's evening, and we are casting nothing because today is not an event, today is just a show where we try to learn better English.
In order to impress. In order to impress and represent the Polish society.
No, in order to impress ladies, my dear friend.
Ah, ladies. So
impressing
impressing ladies, although all our guests on the chat room, most of our guests on the chat room are folks. Okay, so let's start up.
Yeah.
Yes?
No, I just wanted to say, because I really love Friends, how you doing? That's the way to impress lady. Really simple, basic, you don't need to do anything else, then just follow up with a conversation.
Okay, so in the right corner we have Stephano. He's playing a red Zerg.
Yep, red Zerg it is. And in the bottom corner, it's not a corner, it's just the bottom side of the map. In the bottom side of the map we have Empire Violet, and Violet is one of the players we really like to see. We will have ZVZ here. I think it will be exciting. I think it will be a bigger challenge for our English, because ZVZ is just so much faster when it comes to battles, and then all the units move so fast they become a blurry slide on the screen, so we'll need to step up.
Let's see the distance. The distance is really short, and they will know it. They know it already because they've seen the each other's overloads.
Yep.
So they exactly know what will happen, and what will happen will be Zerlings, and some more Zerlings.
Now, interesting. Why do you say Zerlings? Sorry, I couldn't stop myself. Zerglings, I think.
Zerglings?
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 Not
Zerlings?
Zerglings, probably. Yeah.
Zerlings.
Why not? Let's be Zerlings.
Them, the doggies. the small,
doggy.
the small things. The small things that eat.
The runny,
things.
bitey, spuddery thingies.
Okay, so the overlords passed. They went with an expand. They both went with an expand. Okay,
Alright.
we are very close, but we are gentlemen,
Yeah.
and we'll not get at it till the 12th minute.
Now, the interesting thing is, this map is Metropolis, and it is said to be a bastard child of Metallopolis, which was a very popular map, but currently it's not really played in the tournaments. But the guys have remade the map. I think they just squeezed it and twisted a little bit, so they let go of some of the issues that Metallopolis had, and they have created this big, awesome map where you can take lots and lots of expansions. This is a really macro-oriented map, so I'm not that much surprised to see that the guys went for early expansion.
I am really dazzled by this, because they should be doing a lot of Zerlings, and they are not. So if you are saying this will be a macro map, what do you expect? Like Mutalisks?
Now, in Zerg vs Zerg, macro doesn't really work that way, does it, right? So in Zerg vs Zerg, you always want to go for that faulty line of defense of your opponent. You want to search for that little point where he just doesn't have enough preparation done, and then you surprise with lots and lots of bailings. Now here we just see both players going for a really hard macro game. I don't even think we don't have any Zerglings on the map, so
actually no units, no offensive units, only drones.
Units.
Both players are droning intensely and building up the macros.
And do you have idea why that is?
I'm guessing till roaches. They will skip bailings altogether and go for roaches, mass roaches maybe.
Oh no, we have the bailing nest built for Violet. It's built in a very awkward spot where overlords of the opponent won't be able to see him, so that's very good. We already have speed upgrade, but for Stephano, the bailing nest is very, very late, and the question is, ooh, that's interesting. Stephano has a later bailing nest, he has less workers, and he's just behind. That's strange. That's not something you would expect from Stephano.
Maybe he knows he'll lose in the upcoming dream hack.
I'll get beat by mana. Some Polish bloke. Why don't I give up already?
Kind of looks this way, because Stephano is the macro-oriented player usually, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. We see spine crawlers, really late spine crawlers.
Yeah, there's a spine crawler. There are 6 Zerglings, I think, yep, just enough to be able to hold and defend. And Banelings, I think that I saw this when Nurture and Stephano played in DreamHack. That exact build.
First encounter!
Yeah.
First encounter, and one Zerling got through. And he goes to the base and he sees the Bailing Nest, he sees upgrades, he sees everything, and he dies.
Yeah.
But that was a really good scouting information
It was
for
a really good life.
Yeah.
Short, enthusiastic, full of energy.
and scouting information.
Yeah.
So now Stephano tries to do the same, but not so good. 3 Zerlings.
Now,
more minerals.
I still, try to get my head around why did they go into a strategy like this? Why go for a hatchery first? I think one of the reasons is that you just may build this spine crawler, and it really helps you defend against pretty much anything in combination with the banelings. So I think both of them have thought, okay, he may go for aggression, but I will go for a more macro-oriented build, and I will defend with banelings and spine crawler and queens. And they just both did the same thing, so that would explain a lot.
The Spire. So my Mutalisk theory isn't as bad as I thought.
Recently, whenever you guess some air units, they just pop out in the game. I think that's something you should explore more.
What?
Your talent of guessing the future with the air units. Now, a really good catch by Violet. Stephano. Wow, nice micro,
chase.
Nice.
Yeah, that was
good.
a very nice chase, and actually, Stephano didn't let his Bailings explode or die. But now there'll be an exchange. No, this wasn't good. All Bailings died for only a few of them. No, this was not a good exchange, but actually this is the moment where the excitement starts, when lots of Zerling will start chasing more lots of Zerlings. And that's what's happening right now. A dance, Zerling dance. I hate that. How to comment the Zerling dance?
They just dance. Stephano needs to be kind of wary about what Violet has. And Violet has put all of his units in Stephano's base. Now that will be not so difficult to defend, but also it gives away information about
and
scouting.
Stress.
Yeah, and
stress. I guess Stephano needs to be stressed right now because he has Zerlings in his base. He will deal with that. He has done that already. But I think this was not planned, and this wasn't good for him, was it?
Now,
in the whole run.
The whole interesting thing that's happening right now is we see that Violet has went for a Spire, so we will have Mutalisks from him. On the other hand, Stephano went for Infestation Pit, so he's kind of,
So finally they did something other than the other player.
Yeah, and I think he's just attempting to go for a defensive posture, and then when defending the Mutalisks, he's hoping to get his gas back, and the Mutalisks are on the way already. Will we have any infestors? No, we don't have any infestors. That will be intense, because
this is free rage for the Mutalisk right now. There are a few minutes of free rage. Let's see, that the queen will die instantly, the one spore crawler will not do much.
Oh well, he shot down one of the Mutalisks.
But because of very bad micro.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it's bad, but it was just uncareful. Now we have 2 queens here, and they seem to be both going down. There are 2 spore crawlers, so they will do a little bit of damage to these Mutalisks, but they will of course move to the 3rd expansion, which is already live.
Unguarded.
Yeah.
And unguarded, and this is a very tasty bite for the Mutalisks, and I'm not sure. No, the Stephano will not defend this base. He will not build spore crawlers just to save this base. So this is a clear win for Violet, and the Mutalisks paid off for themselves right now. But did they do enough damage to actually move the game in Violet's direction? I'm not so sure.
Stephano has went for 2 melee attack, that's called melee attack, and 2 Carpers, so he's really ahead in terms of the upgrades, 1 upgrade ahead to be more precise. He already has 6 infestors, and I believe he will be going for mass link, mass infestors or something similar, because that's what his
defense.
Upgrades
this would be really odd, so he wants to be very aggressive and totally disregard the Mutalisks? This would be strange. This would be suicidal.
No, that would be something called sidestepping in StarCraft, because some players, and that's a really interesting strategy, when you go, make this logical thing, alright, so Stephano has cleared the expansion of his enemy, and he wasn't able to get sniped by the Mutalisk. He will try to go for the natural, but of course
it's blocked. It's totally blocked off by the tower, so it's very good for him. And let's see, will the Mutalisk do enough damage? Does he produce more? No, he does not. He goes for roaches. Roaches. He goes for roaches. So it's a strange, I'd say, transition, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a strange transition, but then the concept I wanted to tell you about earlier is when your opponent surprises you with a tactic and you try to, reactively try and defend it and go for something that would counter that strategy, you don't end up well because the opponent is so far ahead already. We have another cancel here by Stephano, so a really well played.
And Stephano is macroing at the same time, so he denies the expansion for Violet, but himself doing 2 expansions, very, very good. But he needs to keep on pushing because those Mutalisks for Violet have absolutely no counter as of now. I see no Hydralisks. No Hydralisks have I seen? No.
No. So, but just mind that the infestors are really good against Mutalisk, especially when they are clumped up like this. So I think Stephano is just looking for an occasion to get a nice fungal growth on them, and that will be it of the Mutalisks. And then we already have infested Terrans. Yes, just to clear out the Overlord. That's a very good decision here. And Stephano will be pretty well prepared. Now he goes for the expansion again. I think he will force the cancel here, even though he will lose lots and lots of his units. A very well played strategy by Stephano. He just ignores the losses, produces mass Zerglings with +2 speed upgrade, +2 melee upgrade. They are really pain in the butt for Violet. He isn't able to do much about them.
And as I can see right now, his supply blocked even, so this is a good strategy. He's pushing off Violet without any confrontation, just doing those bases and killing them off. Although Violet isn't stupid and he made himself another expansion in less populated area, I'd say. Of this map.
He's a nice suburb. I should live here.
Yes, this is a nice place.
This is a place where I want to raise my children.
and he sent his children, like 20 of them. I've seen the drones, 20 of drones. Getting some mining there.
Go play football, lads.
Go play mining. Go to the mines. Go to the mines.
Yeah, so he sent his children to the mines. Now we could probably get a Peggy rating for saying that. But
we would. Peggy rating.
I don't know, but just guessing. Sending children to the mines.
A
is not
for the adult.
Yeah, it's not something you want to talk about.
S for the sadistic. Okay, there's some investors dying here with the Overseer. I've got no idea how he spotted. He spotted brilliantly that they are crawling underground and got them, and this was a very good exchange for Violet.
He is just covering both of the entrances. That's really smart. He has one Overseer on each entrance to his ground, so he has one here, and there is no bloody way that these infestors can go burrowed
crawling underneath. But the game is not progressing as you'd expect. There's not much fighting going on. There's strategic surgical strikes to do some damage on expansions.
If you see what Stephano is going for, Ultralisks in Zerg versus Zerg, it has been a while since we saw that. It has been a long while. Wow, now we have a Nidus network built for Violet, so this should be really interesting.
I'm guessing this is a better decision, but this is only a guess, as I said. But Nidus could win this immediately, as the Ultralists need to really cram their way through the enemy buildings and enemy units.
And is he preparing to go? Where is he's building a Nidus network here? I don't know where's the entrance.
There is studying.
Where's the entrance to the Nidus network? Here it is.
Yep.
Yeah, but he doesn't have units in the entrance.
Any stuff.
And Stephano is just going for an attack here, so this will be a base trade. Very interesting. Zerglings are pouring down from the Nidus network, and roaches are already doing so much damage. Infested Terrans thrown in the base. They will have time to merge away, so they will be able to do massive damage to Stephano's units, and Stephano
is
backs
backing
up.
out.
Yeah, most of his army, but some will let be on the front, and some will try and snipe at least a couple of buildings from his opponents. So a really interesting engagement here on 2 fronts at the same time, and macro hatch is going down. I hope Stephano
thousands of infested marines. I love seeing that from both sides even. So this is a very ugly meeting of both armies, but I'm guessing
And
Violet
the
did
hive is going down!
No,
100 hit points left. Why are these infested Terrans
not attacking
focusing
it.
this hive?
No,
No.
shot at the hive.
Why did you
30,
do
30.
this?
This is only 30.
Shoot!
Shoot it.
Yes!
They
Violet
did
has
it.
shut down the main base and performed a reset on Stephano's technology. That's not a spot where Stephano wanted to be at this stage of the game.
This was a very amazing and astonishing ending of this.
But on the other
strategy,
hand,
yeah.
Stephano got away with punishing this expansion. He killed off most of it. Now this Ultralisk seems not to have been a very good choice against roaches, but
No, but this is
okay.
this is a big pain in the ass for Stephano. He got technology cancelled basically, and he needs to start his hive once again, which will take time. And Violet is in a position to actually win this, and he needs to push once again.
You know what's really smart about what Stephano could have done? Because some players are very good and they build hive on the natural. They don't go for a hive in their main, and they don't go for upgrades of the hatchery in the main. They go
Precisely
straight
for
a
that
hive.
reason.
Yeah, precisely for that reason. Because if
Sure.
you are going to be dropped, if you are going to be harassed, and if you are going to lose your main building, it will probably be your main building in the main base rather than a natural.
But-
Natural is the most safe expansion you can have.
But there was another quick attack by the borrowed infestors who roam around a little bit. They should stay still. Don't roam around.
Yeah, but they try. You cannot blame them for trying.
No, but do they live, the infestors? Yeah,
Yeah.
they live in the right corner.
Oh wow!
Right corner. Those are the infestors that thrown the infested marines in the base, and they should stay still because you don't see the track behind them, right?
That's true.
Yeah. But we see lots of Ultralisk running down to Violet, and is Violet ready for that? Does he have enough roaches?
Now, I'm not really sure that Ultralisks are the thing you want to go for if there are so many roaches. Roaches are just freaking good against Ultralisk, so I can guess that if Stephano outnumbers his opponent, but in an equal engagement, roaches would just be good against any number.
But
of
roaches are in a
Ultralisks.
very good position to cancel out the infestors and get them. Do they do it? No, it'll be a straight base exchange.
Yeah,
This
I
is
think
very
they
strange.
will-
Another base exchange. Roaches going into Stephano's land and Ultralisk roaming around Violet's base. This is very strange. Nobody is bothering to actually cancel out the other army, just going for
Yeah,
buildings.
why would I? It's so much fun. I like fun. I like destroying bases. Why people destroy my bases?
There
Why
are
not
Zerlings
do
standing
it?
there doing... Okay.
Yeah,
They are
Stephano
killing
is
right now.
trying. Yeah, Stephano is doing his best to defend. I don't really think. No, he didn't even go for rebuilding his hatchery. So that's it. If he doesn't finish the game with this exact push, if he doesn't manage to kill off his opponent, then he will be on a lots of trouble. And he doesn't even rebuild his main base. He will shortly lose all these tech buildings. That's not a very
Another
good
army
thing.
coming here and trying to find out is there an overseer of Violet here? This is Violet.
Yeah, it is. But
Why
there are
would
no
you have a Violet?
There are no queens here. Oh, there's one. Here you go.
Doing nothing,
Yeah.
chilling out.
Now, this really interesting thing happens because Zerglings, what is this? Oh, drones on burrows. That's good. That's a very smart choice. When you are chased off, you can always burrow your drones and they are
Both sides seem to know
they
this
are
trick.
safe. Yeah. And now we have this expansion coming down for Stephano, so Violet doing a really nice damage. He goes for this, but he won't be able, I guess he won't be able, so he will instead just burrow and wait for his opponent. I guess one good fungal growth could save that, but no. There's another attack because of these infestors. My goodness, Violet is doing so much damage with these infestors.
And again, units are coming here to spot something. There's nothing here, so Stephano is dumb enough to leave those infestors buried for like fourth
But
time.
he doesn't have any...
An overseer? There's an overseer.
there is
He
one.
would have seen it.
He has one.
Yeah, he has one.
Come on, do it, baby.
Yes, he'll spot it right now. Right now.
Yeah.
Finally,
Yes.
after 4 tries, 4 or 5 even infested Terran reigns. This is very strange.
But Stephano is you know, having so much damage dealt to him. He doesn't have a way to rebuild right now. He has only 150 minerals. He's not mining from anywhere, so that move by Violet to extinguish anything that was left was just genius. Now Violet has a similar problem because he's down for long distance mining and he needs resources to rebuild this base. He doesn't have any, so he will probably need to defend himself, but I can easily see how Stephano will be able to overwhelm his opponent.
Right now Stephano is looking very strong with his Ultralisk and there's nothing to stop him, but time is of the essence. Either he wins it by roaming through all the bases and crunching them, or Violet will be able to use his Mutalisks or just build a base on an island.
This choke is very smart. Ultralisks are having trouble getting on the other side of that choke, especially because other units are blocking them. Now choke has been finally cleared, so the Ultralisks are now free to roam and do as much damage as they want. So this is like a dream come true for them. They have been waiting for it all their life, and all the hatcheries coming down here. Now on the other side of the map we saw Infested Terrace again taking down an expansion from Stephano, and he somewhat got his base
and
back, and we have
GG,
well played. Nice, Violet lets the game go, and that was really well played by Stephano indeed. And just one thing that crumbled here was his defense against
the
infestors. My goodness,
5 infestors doing 4 or 5 rides.
That did not really go well.
Okej.
No okej.
Mecz numer 2.
No był mecz numer 2.
Nie wiadomo ile tak naprawdę.
Już się trochę rozkręciliśmy, myślę.
Myślę, że tak. Chociaż ja miałem w tym meczu chyba ze 2 zwiechy takie, że nagle mi się gdzieś tam zupełnie pogubiło, co miałbym tam mówić. Natomiast rzeczywiście jest luźniej, ale to luźniej musi być też kontrolowane. W sensie, że fajniej, luźniej, bo więcej słów i można coś tam powiedzieć, można oczywiście podniecać, natomiast takie gadanie o niczym i szukanie słowa na potęgę też nie jest fajne.
To prawda, ale z drugiej strony jak się dużo dzieje na ekranie, to coś trzeba chociaż krzyczeć, żeby widzowie czuli emocje.
Ciszę, dokładnie.
Mind krzyczy nam, żeby było więcej krzyczenia, więcej emocji. I myślę, że to jest dobra rada. Możemy spróbować więcej emocji tutaj pykać.
A splendid encounter, sir.
Możemy zacząć pykać więcej emocji, jakby wkładać to, bo po polsku jednak dużo emocji wkładamy w komentarz. Jak się nic nie dzieje, to tam analizujemy i w ogóle, ale jak są jakieś starcia, to jednak emocje lecą.
Myślę, że tak, że nie możemy być tacy poniflegmowaci. Natomiast jest to najtrudniejszy moment komentowania, kiedy należy w obcym języku wylać emocje, które są bezpośrednio połączone z gadzim mózgiem i najkrótsze dróżkami szukają dojścia w mózgu, prawda? Czekaj, doleję sobie herbaty.
Śmierć stwierdził, że nawet śmiejecie się jakoś inaczej. Ho, ho, ho. Śmiech po angielsku, ha, ha, ha. Śmiech po polsku. Nie, ale spoko. Emocje myślę, że to jest element, który będzie może nie najłatwiej, ale jak go poprawimy, to da nam najwyraźniejsze rezultaty. Możemy spróbować więcej emocji do tego wkładać.
Tutaj jakby, to co chciałem zauważyć, bez urazy dla widzów, to jest to, że mamy polskich widzów, którzy przyzwyczajeni są do tłumaczenia sobie angielskiego w głowie, prawda? Natomiast dla native'ów albo ludzi, którzy dość dużo w tym angielskim siedzą, a duża część tych widzów, którzy będziemy streamować, będzie to robić, to takie wtopy językowe, tylko po to, żeby zapełnić ciszę, będą co najmniej dziwne. Mam takie wrażenie. Bo dla nich to nie jest tak jak u nas, że po prostu jest taki dźwięk, który padł i przeleciał sobie dalej.
To prawda.
Tylko dla nich jest nagle what?
Tak, to prawda.
On tam gada, nagle jest zupełnie stop, hey, what?
To prawda.
Say what? No, także... No ale tego nie przeskoczymy, nie staniemy się nagle komentatorami po angielsku z dnia na dzień.
Ale będziemy się starać, bo to jest coś fajnego. Jakby myślę, że już jeśli chodzi o polski komentarz, udało nam się wiele poprawić, wiele osiągnąć i to też jest już tak, nie powiedziałbym, że czas, bo to brzmi jakbyśmy zamierzali gdzieś iść, natomiast, że to jest moment, gdzie można próbować po tym angielsku, bo to jest zawsze coś ciekawego, nowego i fajnego, więc czemu się nie rozwijać, jeśli można.
No na pewno, rutyny brakuje, nie? Bo po polsku jednak mamy dużo rutyny i dużo takich, na ekranie widzę teraz właśnie, że dzieje się coś tam nagle, o czym chciałem powiedzieć, a czy jestem w stanie o tym powiedzieć w ogóle?
Tak.
Może tak?
Po polsku to tam już znamy wszystkie swoje westchnięcia, ja wiem, kiedy chcesz ty coś dodać, ty wiesz, kiedy ja chcę coś dodać.
Tak.
Podczas bitew się wymieniamy płynnie, podczas wszystkich małych starć, kurczę, po polsku to jednak już mamy to zgranie, które wyszło z ostatniego pół roku komentowania, czy nawet więcej.
Myślę, że tak, ale na tym EPS-ie myślę, że damy radę. Kwestia tylko, żebyśmy się nie zestresowali, będzie dobrze.
No, ale ze stresem tam nie. Dla mnie to jest ekscytujące. To, że ja będę mógł pojawić się na lanie i komentować na lanie, to jest po prostu exciting! Co tu jeszcze mamy? Dobra, okej. To komentarzy od widzów tyle, jakby wszystko skupia się na tych emocjach, żebyśmy bardziej emocje pokazywali. Myślę, że jako, że robimy to dla fanów, to nie zaszkodzi spróbować. Możemy troszkę lepiej spróbować, najwyżej się drzeć, jak nie będziemy wiedzieli, co mówić. Dobra, okej. To jedziemy za chwilkę z powrotem. Trzymajcie się.